So this time from the Marvel Legends Toy Biz Series 10, we're going to be taking a look at Angel. Angel, of course, first appeared in X-Men #1 in 1963. And looking at the back of the package here, you can see the statistics and write-up for the Angel. This version of Angel had two different costumes, two different paint jobs, the red suit and a blue suit, which is the same exact design, except the red parts were blue. So the head sculpt, pretty good. Angel is sculpted really well, particularly his wings. You can see his wingspan is pretty impressive here. You can just barely fit it into frame here. There's lots of nice details on the feathers, paint as well as sculpt details on not only the front but the back as well. One thing that I don't like is that the forearms here, when you rotate in them, they kind of break up the sculpt just a little bit, but it's very minor. For accessories, of course, you saw earlier the stand that all the figures in this wave came with. They also came with the part to build the Sentinel. You see in the back here, he's got a peg hole for the stand. Besides the regular joints for a Marvel Legends figure, he's got articulation for the wings. They go out. They just kind of clip in to the back here. For some reason, this wing doesn't want to really stay on too good, and as opposed to this wing, which I've never had a problem with. I don't know if that's just my figure or a problem with the way the wing is sculpted in here, and it doesn't quite connect the same way. You can remove both the wings onto the regular or the main body articulation. His head, very nice. Looks all the way up, so you can get some nice flying poses. Down as well, left and right. His arms have the extra shoulder joint that raises the arm, and his arms will go all the way around out to the side. Rotate at the bicep. You got a double elbow joint. There's that rotation at the forearm. His hands will go in and out, bend, and all his fingers are articulated on one joint. Ab articulation, and as well as waist articulation. Legs go forward, back, out. They rotate at the thigh here, and they have a double knee joint. He rotates at the boot there. He bends at the ankle. He's got ankle pivot as well, and a toe joint. So he's quite articulated. With his wings, he is very back heavy. So you're going to need a stand, and most likely you will need to actually prop him up against something to prevent him from falling over. Warren Worthington III was the son of industrialist and old money family. His mother was Catherine, and his father was Warren Worthington Jr., obviously. And his mutant powers developed while as an adolescent, and he was away at the Phillips Exeter Academy, and he hid his powers, he hid his wings from all the other students. He first went into action when a fire in his dorm started, so he dressed up as an angel using a costume from the school theater department, and he went out and he saved a bunch of his students' lives. He decided to embark upon a career as a superhero. So he fashioned together a mask and a costume, possibly inspired by the Golden Age Angel. He starts out a brief career as a solo hero as the Avenging Angel before he joins the X-Men. And once he joins the X-Men, he's kind of a rival for Jean's affections with Scott. Eventually, Scott and Jean get together, and he finds his own girlfriend, Candy Southern, which, he really never gets over Jean. But he accepts that Scott and her are together. I thought that he might be the first X-Men to die. That's Mimic. His identity as a mutant is publicly revealed when he discovers that his Uncle Bert has murdered his father and has poisoned his mother in order to gain control of the family company. His uncle is a mutant too, who refers to himself as the Dazzler. No connection with the Alison Blair Dazzler, a similar light-powered mutant. His uncle is put into jail, and he publicly comes out as a mutant, and really takes control of the company. Shortly thereafter, the X-Men are taken captive on the island Krakoa. So after that, he decides there are too many X-Men, and he decides to leave. However, joins a new group out west, the Champions, alongside his friend Iceman. Well, the Champions are very short-lived, and he briefly rejoins the X-Men. However, he quickly becomes dissatisfied with Wolverine's attitude and behavior, and leaves again. But before he gets the chance, he is kidnapped by Callisto, leader of the Morlocks. Why is this important? Because he almost loses his wings, and it results in Storm fighting Callisto to win the leadership of the Morlocks from her, thus freeing him. And shortly thereafter, he decides that he's going to join the Defenders alongside with both Iceman and the Beast. And he's a member of that team for a while until they break up. It's revealed that Jean Grey has come back, or has returned, not from the dead, but from her imprisonment under Jamaica Bay. And so he comes up with the idea of X Factor, and the cover story that they're going to be mutant hunters in the public eye, but what they're really going to be doing is gathering younger mutants reported by the people who call in to X Factor, and train them to control their powers and hide them in society. Started with an old school chum by the name of Cameron Hodge, a decision that will later come and bite him in the ass, because Cameron Hodge is actually a mutant hater, and when he is injured, and when his wings are injured in battle with the Marauders during the Mutant Massacre, Cameron Hodge, who somehow has consent over his medical procedures, authorizes the doctors to amputate his wings. Then also sets him up to die in a helicopter accident made to look like a suicide. But the evil mutant Apocalypse has been keeping an eye on Angel and teleports him out before the helicopter explodes and offers him a chance to get his wings back, and thus turns him into the fourth horseman of the Apocalypse, Death. Gives him these metal wings. Now, eventually, Warren is able to break free of Apocalypse's control and reverts back to his normal self. They play with him a lot over the years. Manages to first regrow his feathered wings underneath his metal wings. He has gained some healing powers, and eventually he returns back to his pre-death look, in which he acquired blue skin. So he returns back to the sort of Caucasian-looking skin. And he finds out that his wings were techno-organic, and he's actually able now to transform between both his Archangel metal-winged form and his regular feathered wing form at will. And he becomes part of the strike force created by Cyclops, known as X-Force. He is told by Cyclops, I think, to keep his Archangel form secret from all except his X-Force team members. When his friend Beast finds out, this causes a lot of tension, and it's one of the reasons Beast leaves the X-Men. That's pretty much where he is now. He can be either in either form, the winged form of the Angel, the feathered form of the Angel, or the metallic winged Archangel form. That's it for now, and until my next video, I'll see you.